Hi everyone, welcome back. I hope you're doing amazing. My name is Isha and I'm a life coach for emotional freedom and becoming your highest version. So today we are going to talk about why being alone is seen as a menace in society and how can we transform our loneliness into a period of solitude, growth, success and self-love. A time to fulfill our dreams instead of waiting for others to do it for us, which is unlikely to happen in real life. Since childhood, now society has planted a certain thought process in our minds that kids who eat alone, play alone, or have fewer friends are weird. So they are seen as the ones who need sympathy, someone to save them, or someone who just doesn't fit in the cool kids zone. And because none of us want to appear weird, now we start becoming the ideal version of someone everyone loves. We start saying yes to things we hate, and without even realizing it, we become people pleasers. But in reality, when you force or push yourself to be with people now and do all those cute things you do not resonate with, it's like killing a part of your true self every single time. The gap between who you are and who you have become just to fit in becomes so wide by the time we are adults now that we find it difficult to even recognize ourselves. And moreover, now being alone is a part of life. Nobody can be with you in every sphere of your journey. Friends move to different cities for studying, for work, or to build a life. So life is an ever-changing process, but being dependent on your friends or family all the time makes you weak in terms of being happy and peace in your own presence. And being alone and being lonely, these are two different things. You can be lonely even when you are surrounded by people. And I hope you understand what I'm trying to say here. So, but if you accept this reality that people will come and go, but the only person who is truly going to stay with you throughout your life is you. So why not create a life where no matter who is around you, you always cherish the time spent with yourself? Because the truth is, you are going to be on your own no matter what. And the happy news is, you are also your own companion. Being alone never means you are only, it simply means you are with yourself. And if you look back now, the people who created the greatest success in history are the ones who actually spend more time with themselves than with anyone else. Okay, and since childhood now, in those movies, those bedtime stories and shows, we were fed to this idea that someone, some hero, some heroine, or some bestie will come into our life and save us from this cruel world. This all creates a fantasy in our subconscious that one day someone will rescue us, love us, or fix everything for us. And because of this mindset, we start believing that we are not good enough to change our lives by ourselves. Okay, we rely on someone who doesn't even exist in the first place. When we finally realize that no one is coming to save us, that we are on our own for our happiness, for our dreams, and the life we want, we feel like we have lost something that we never actually had. Right? So believing that you will someday meet some perfect friends who will become part of your soul is like creating a graveyard of your own hopes. You end up mourning the loss of something that never existed. Okay, so instead of this, now what if you imagine yourself as the main character of your life, the one who has full creative freedom to shape your story, that bold, that wild, that authentic self, making it all about your growth instead of repeating your old patterns that disempower you. And I hope that in doing so now, you stop victimizing your own character and stop seeing yourself crying over someone you never truly had. Okay, loneliness is not when you don't have people around. It occurs when you cannot find yourself within you. That feeling of losing your real self, that's when the loneliness start making a home inside you. Okay, and then you start hating being alone because you no longer recognize who you have become. And how can anyone enjoy spending time with a person who hates spending time with themselves? In this race of to achieve other people acceptance and love, we end up losing our own worth. So instead of becoming the ideal version for others, why not become the ideal version for yourself? The reason it's scary to be with yourself now, to get to know yourself better, is because there is so much inside you that you have hidden for years. So it feels like even a lifetime wouldn't be enough to uncover it all. But the deeper you are going to hide now, the darker it becomes inside your heart. Okay, there is another belief society has ingrained in us that good people are good to everyone, even to those who mistreat us. Okay, and to meet this imaginary criteria of being a good person, and you keep killing something inside you each time. So please do not, you do not have to carry the burdens of people who don't even carry their own. Okay, and do not fall into the trap of this new concept, the modern concept of the self love. There is this modern concept of self love that has become more like a self pity these days. Going to the gym, those spa massages or international trips do not necessarily mean that you love yourself. They do not change who you are on the inside. Okay, self care is never just about wearing that expensive dress or having those bubble baths, right? Self love is all about knowing yourself and accepting yourself for who you are in every phase of your life. It's about learning how to transform your flaws into your strengths rather than hiding them so that no one can see them. Okay, so it's about creating a home inside you where you can be yourself without worrying about healing, pretending, or perfectionism. It's about coming face to face with your own mind and your own thoughts. As it is said, many people suffer from the fear of finding themselves alone, and so they never find themselves at all. Okay, there are so many things that are buried inside us now, things that we don't want to admit, and the simple fact that we don't know ourselves becomes the reason that we accept the bare minimum from people. I have said this in so many of my videos. Just because you don't know yourself now, you will always chase the things you never wanted. Right? So, but once we start uncovering ourselves, now our regrets, our guilt, our past decisions, just one day at a time. Once we peel off all those layers of our past and acknowledge everything our mind was trying to scare us with, we begin to breathe without fear. And this is where the peace truly starts in our life. Okay, so give yourself the time to uncover what's buried inside you, what you have been ignoring for so long, what you were afraid to accept, and set yourself free. In this race of keeping up with the world, we all have become a collection of tags and labels. Okay, some that we have imposed on ourselves, and others the world has stuck on us. Tags like good or bad, rich or poor, happy or sad, failure or success, smart or dumb, supportive or toxic. And but in reality, now when we were babies, we were completely beautiful, we were wholesome, and we made others feel the same without giving anyone labels, simply accepting and loving everyone as they were. Okay, but then the world begins sticking its tax on us, and the more we collected, the faster we lost our authentic version. Okay, and these attacks are meaningless as they cages us, and no one is truly happy even with this good tax, right? So from now on, decide, do you want to live a life defined by tax or by your authentic self? Do you want to be an obedient son or daughter, the loving partner, the supportive friend, the smart business person? Or do you want to be bold, imperfect, and at peace with your true self? Okay, we all are running after the same tax, and that's why there is no uniqueness left in any of us. We walk the same path as everyone else. So instead of becoming a part of that herd mentality, why don't you chase your own original version that is unique and authentic in every way? So, how do we start this journey of solitude and becoming our authentic version? It all starts with knowing ourselves, and trust me, it's not going to be easy. So if you cannot yet figure out who you are, start by figuring out who you are not and who you do not want to be. This will help you discover your core values, and it will help you think independently without accepting the world's definition. Okay, and once you know what you do not want, now you set clear boundaries around it. You stop taking in the garbage, you stop accepting the bare minimum, you stop laughing at jokes you don't find funny, or saying yes to everything, because now you know what you are not and what you don't want and what you will never become. Okay, you will also realize that you are not here to cater to everyone or adjust to everything. Okay, so from now on, learn what you don't want, set your boundaries, and the people who do not align with your values will automatically stay away. Understand this, people who love you or even care for you now, they also have their own lives. They have careers, families, responsibilities, and those moments of silence they need for themselves. Okay, so you cannot expect people to stay in your life forever. They have their own journeys, and that is a part of growing up. Okay, so kill those expectations and accept that you are on your own. Okay, that means you must create enough space in your heart for yourself, so being with your own presence feels safe and loved. Okay, and if you see back in time, the history is filled with examples of legendary people who heard their heart speak only when they spent time with themselves. Okay, so solitude what was once treated as a luxury, a gateway to experience the calmness of the world within. Right? You know, those great artists and inventors choose to spend time without distractions so they could connect with something deep inside them and create a masterpiece. Okay, so focus and solitude are the new luxury, and the guidance is you. As I always say, your heart already knows what needs to be done, and your mind is well capable enough to figure it out. Okay, all you need to do is listen and follow. Okay, now another way to make your solitude your luxury time is to detox your mind every day. You know, reflect on what truly matters and what does not deserve your time or energy. Give yourself rest from the noise of that external world. Let your mind be alone for a while so it can create a world that is unique, artistic, and known only to you. You know, the time you spend with yourself can filter out all the garbage, refine your thoughts and opinions, and help you analyze your belief systems. Okay, your core values. We all know that it is always the relaxed mind, not the stuffed one, that generates the most unique ideas. Okay, because an overloaded mind only suffocates. Only a clear one can create, right? Now, the third way to practice solitude is by doing nothing. Purposefully sitting idle with yourself. Not only does this give your mind a much needed pause, but it also teaches you self control. Okay, so sit with yourself and learn how to be bored. Okay, uh, just observe your mind, stay aware, and don't let it slip into those negative thoughts or self-sabotaging behavior. Okay, see, if you never learn how to belong to yourself now, you will always end up feeling lonely every time someone leaves you. Okay, so learn to be with yourself without constantly needing the presence of others, because when where there is a need, there is settling. Okay, and this need will always make you settle for less. Okay, and when you start viewing your alone time through the lens of successful people now, you begin to befriend your goals, your dreams, your achievements. Being alone means you are dealing with your own mind, your own opinions, and your own perspective, right? So build your own dream life plan and don't let it become a collection of those cheap predictable dreams or those materialistic desires that everyone else chases. Don't follow everything society or people in power want you to do. Okay, learn to define your own version of everything, and do not exhaust your life by chasing a success that you don't even enjoy in your day-to-day process life, right? You know, when we don't know what we want in life, now we chase everything that looks glittery and shiny. Okay, as Renuka Gabrani beautifully said, to be able to create your dream life one day, you will have to act like your dream version every day. Okay, so deep down we always know what is best for us. We can sense when it's time to leave someone, when we did something wrong, and when we were wrong. Okay, so stop making those excuses and have the courage to accept that we are the ones shaping our lives. So, now that you know the truth about solitude, here is your reminder: being alone is not a punishment. It's your greatest opportunity, and what you choose to do with this time will shape the entire direction of your life. Okay, so from today, make a promise to yourself that you will spend at least a few minutes every day in intentional solitude. Sit with your thoughts, listen to your heart, let your mind breathe. This is where the clarity will start begin. Next, build a relationship with yourself. Take yourself on those walks, write your thoughts, pour out your fears, celebrate your wins, become someone you enjoy being with. Okay, define your own dreams, not borrowed dreams and those societal expectations. Okay, ask yourself, what do I truly want my life to look like? Okay, and then take one small action every day that aligns with that vision of yours. Okay, and set boundaries like your life depend on it, because it does. Stop settling for less, stop chasing validation, stop shrinking to fit in. Honor your inner world first. Okay, turn your solitude into your superpower. Use this time to learn, to grow, to create, to heal, to build. Okay, let your alone time become the fuel behind your success story. Okay, and remember this: when you learn to love your own company now, you become unstoppable. How? Because you no longer wait for people to stay, to validate you, or to complete you. you become whole on your own. Okay, so take this phase of being alone and turn it into your transformational space, your dreams, your peace, your growth, and they are all waiting for you. And the moment you choose yourself, that's the moment your real life begins. Okay, that's all for today. Don't forget to share this with someone who might need it today. See you in my next video. Till then, take care.